When we have students out on the farm, our goal is really for them to engage with the farm and all the different parts of the process of growing, harvesting, and eating the food. So we have them do farm tasks where they get their hands dirty, and their tasks, that are what we would be doing on the farm. Whether or not the students were here, we're not making up special tasks for them. They're actually a part of the process.
I'm majoring in environmental science in college, so I plan to do a lot of plant-based sciences, and anything agriculture-based helps with that, so I love the hands-on experience, and I plan to do a lot of farm work in the future as well.
It has like a smell to it.
It does have a smell to it. Yeah, good observation.
Oh, wow.
Nasturtiums are one of our favorite flowers on the farm. First, because they're super recognizable because of the circular leaf. And also they have big seeds. So when we do planting lessons with kids of all ages, sometimes with the little kids, such as our preschoolers, we're looking for seeds that they can actually hold in their hand and not lose. So yeah, it's a fun way to kind of help them actually have a real hand in helping us in the greenhouse.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we love our nasturtiums.
So we're here at Project Grows. Can you tell us a little bit about the history and what you guys do out here?
Yeah, absolutely. So Project Grows was formed in 2010 when Augusta Health, our local hospital, put out a community health needs assessment looking at health outcomes in our area. And part of what they found is high rates of type 2 diabetes and obesity in children in our community, paired with food insecurity. So a group of 9 human service agencies came together asking themselves, what can we do as a community to improve the health of children and youth and improve health outcomes for families for the long term? And they said, all of the world's problems can be solved in a garden. And so they started a farm. So we are the product of that conversation 10 years ago.
That's great, and so nice that you're having such a strong community impact right now.
Absolutely.
You've got a greenhouse full of wonderful things. I see this luscious crop of strawberries.
Yeah, this is so nice. It's the tallest thing in here right now. So we dug these up from the beds and potted them up. We really, most of what's in here is either for the plant sale or will eventually go out into our fields for our CSA or for our, production beds. But the strawberries are an exception. These are mostly for our kids who come to the farm. It's just such a great, easy thing to harvest. It's a sweet reward and is an easy first activity to get kids excited about harvesting something they can immediately eat. And we're always looking for, different varieties of fruits and vegetables that we can use to kind of hook kids into the experience of, tasting things, that it's cool and not gross to taste things that you harvested yourself from the farm.
That's awesome. What a way to make them enjoy life on the farm, and I'm so glad you're engaging them directly.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got some marigolds. They smell great. Can you tell us about how they're, you've got your mixed flat here with zinnias, and they're right next to the tomatoes.
Yeah, these are really nice. We, for our plant sale, we try to put things together into different packs sometimes to give our customers a variety to choose from. But these flowers are really reminiscent for us of all of the different varieties that we have planted out on our 4 acres in production right now. There's a really beautiful part of the farm called the Fairy Footpath that kids can really just explore and get lost in. It's planted really high in the summer with zinnias and bachelor's buttons and dill and fennel and all these beautiful fragrant plants, and they're with their little clipboards looking for swallowtail caterpillars and monarch chrysalises and what can they find growing. And so yeah, part of us sharing this these flowers with our customers is we want our customers to be connected to the mission of Project Grows. We're not just selling plants because that's what we do. This money helps to fund the rest of our work, which we hope is in improving the health of children and their families in our community. So it's a little tie-in to our mission.
What fun to be a kid out here visiting Project Grows.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got some wonderful herbs as well.
Yeah.
And I understand that the kids actually use them to cook meals while they're out here.
Yes. So every Project Grows field trip has 4 parts, right? So kids come and they get to actually harvest something. They taste something, they do some farm tasks with us, and then explore those garden beds, with their scavenger hunts. And then the last thing is they always cook something. And a lot of kids don't know about different herbs. They might have seen it in a spice jar on their, kitchen counter, but they might not know, this is what herbs look like when they grow. Our focus on cooking education has helped us as we have designed our barn. And as part of that barn design, we've designed an outdoor kitchen where it will really help us expand what we're able to do with cooking education on the farm. And we know that the more sensory exposures that kids have to vegetables, to fruits, to herbs, actually increases the chances that they will eventually incorporate that into their diet. And those exposures, right, they don't have to be taste. They can also be touching, they can be harvesting, they can be looking at it, they can be drawing it. And we hope that all of this work, farm education, cooking, digging with us in the dirt on the farm, is eventually helping kids to be more willing to try vegetables.
So you're engaging all the senses here.
Absolutely.
I know with some of the students, they have gone on to your Youth Leaders in Agriculture program. Can you tell us a little bit about that program?
Yeah, absolutely. We are so excited about the Youth Leaders in Ag program right now, which is really made possible by a strong partnership with Stanton City Schools. Basically what's going to happen, and what's already happening now, is that every spring and fall, students from the high school will come here to complete academic mentorships that will count towards their diploma. And then those juniors will then also have a chance to apply for a senior internship, which will be paid. So it's a way for us to be welcoming in our high school youth into what's happening here on the farm, sharing our knowledge of ag with them, and opening up career opportunities for them after high school. You know, we want teenagers to really to know that they have the power to change their communities. It's not just about what we want to do to improve the health of children and youth, but what do they want to do for their community? And how can they do that through farming? How can we use farming as a vehicle to teach kids about communities and about themselves?
That's wonderful. Thanks so much for having us out today. It's been so much fun.
You're welcome. Thanks for visiting.
My favorite part is definitely the seeding, because we get to see it grow from like just dirt. And it's really interesting. And we've also volunteered with children, so it's enriching to see how they've, I guess, grown and loved the farm as well.
One of my favorite memories at Project Rose is actually from my first year at Project Rose, and one of the students just said, "I don't like carrots, I don't want to try carrots, I just know that I don't like them." So eventually he took a bite of the carrot, he tried it, and his face just lit up. And he said, "My taste buds must have changed. I don't like carrots, but I like this carrot." And he ate the whole carrot, and he was so excited. You could just see that look of pride on his face that he had tried it, and he was so happy that he liked it.
1, 2, 3.